All right, let's bring in Ty Law, of course, played with the Patriots, part of 3 Super Bowl winning teams. He likes to forget his years with the Jets, the Chiefs, and the Broncos.
Speak of Patriots first.
We'll just only former Patriot Ty Law joins us here on set on the Herd. Thanks so much for joining us. You heard what Joy said. I know this story came down right as you were coming off of Undisputed, in that yesterday it was Bill Belichick, today it was Tom Brady, and suddenly they love each other again. Suddenly it's, hey, our visions are aligned. Is this a marriage of convenience? Do they legitimately like each other? Give me your real sense for Brady and Belichick, 18 years into their partnership, the status.
I will look at it as a marriage. You're not going to get along all the time in a marriage. I mean, even though you love each other, you respect each other, every day is not going to be a good day. So I think a lot of their relationship has been taken out of context over this Jimmy Garoppolo thing and all the stuff that people just come up with that have no exact details about what's really going on. But their relationship is intact. They respect each other. They won a lot of football games with each other. They're going to go down, without a doubt, as the best quarterback-coach combo in the history of team sports, period.
I think that the marriage thing is great, okay? Because I think everyone wants to be 18 years marriage in the couple that's making out in the corner that's all over each other, right? But there's like the reality of it is like, look, how much can you make out? How much love? Okay, so tell me what
you're going back to the Super Bowl, so you're doing something right. Even though you came up short, you're doing something right.
They had the ball. Tom Brady had the ball down 5. Like, as much as the defense couldn't get a stop, like, even without Brandon Cooks, they had the ball down 5, a chance to win the Super Bowl yet again. So, yes, they're doing a lot of things right. Okay, so if we don't all know what's going on,
right,
give me what really went down from your perspective, all the people you know, with the Garoppolo situation.
Well, from what I understand, because I'm no longer in the locker room, but I am still around the area. I'm still a part of the team in the sense that I live in the area, but it was blown out of proportion. I mean, of course, Jimmy Garoppolo, he wants to get another contract. He's sitting behind Tom Brady. So think about it from Garoppolo's standpoint, regardless of what Coach Belichick may have wanted, regardless of if Tom still wanted to play, was debating on if he was going to retire or whatnot. Jimmy Garoppolo wanted a new contract. And when it comes down to it, he wants to play. How am I going to get on the field sitting behind Tom Brady? So people forget about his feelings and what he wanted. How do you know that he didn't go and say, guys, I'm ready to go because I want to play? And I think, and from my opinion, from what I understand, that's what really went down. Of course, Coach Belichick, you have to have a backup when you're looking for the future, but Jimmy Garoppolo wanted to play and he wanted a new contract. Are you going to pay him the type of money that he wants being a backup? Absolutely not. When Tom Brady says he wants to play, you give that man the respect that he deserves, and you let him play as long as he wants to play because he is the face of the organization. He brought championships, and he can still play football at a high level, and he proved it time and time again. After they let Jimmy Garoppolo go, he still was the MVP of the National Football League.
The Malcolm Butler thing, how much carryover do you think there'll be into this season?
Not much at all. That was a decision that was made, which I don't agree with. I don't know exactly what happened and why he didn't play, but I know Eric Rowe becoming the player that they expect him to be. It was already in the making that he was going to be the guy to replace Malcolm Butler throughout the season.
So you don't think it'll be like Seattle still can't get over, for a long time, the Legion of Boom couldn't get over that Marshawn didn't get the ball. Right, and that led to some sort of rift between it, and maybe kept them from winning more Super Bowls, or at least getting to more Super Bowls. That's the common narrative. Do you think that you don't think there'll be any carryover to this year? The Malcolm Butler thing.
No, not at all. I mean, Malcolm Butler is $65 million richer in Tennessee. I think he's moved past it. Obviously, someone was willing to give him that type of money, and they didn't think much of it. Coach Belichick is going to move on regardless. I mean, you're going to keep trying to get it out of him, but he's not going to give it to you. I mean, the team, we've all been through situations with the Patriots, and the train keeps rolling, and they continue to win, and they continue to have success. And as long as you have number 12 back there under center, you have an opportunity to win. And I don't think when it comes to the AFC East, the other teams didn't get any stronger.
Right.
Even though the Patriots teams is not as strong as it was in the past, they still are going to win the division because the other teams didn't advance.
Yeah, I mean, Miami got rid of their big-name players, and they got Ryan Tannehill back. The Jets are going to start a rookie quarterback. The Bills are going to start a rookie quarterback. and the Patriots have Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, I'm with you. You can put them in pen into the playoffs,
right?
Barring some unforeseen thing like Brady actually getting hurt. Ty's going to hang tight here with us. Zeke apparently is studying Marshall Faulk,
right?
And he wants to be a better route runner. He wants to be able to catch the ball more out of the backfield to develop the all-around game. What's your take on that as his kind of game plan for his evolution as a running back?
I think that is awesome because what better running back to model your game after than Marshall Faulk? You know, Hall of Famer. He done so many great things. He was one of the most complete backs that we ever seen. Along with him, LaDainian Tomlinson, Roger Craig. You know, back in the day was a great receiver coming out of the backfield. So I think he, took somebody that he looked up to, someone that was in his era. You know, as far as when he was a young guy who he tried to emulate his game after. So I think that is awesome. If he can do half of what Marshall Faulk did on the receiving end, he might find himself in the Hall of Fame one day as well.
It also feels, though, like he's paid attention. Like, he's a pretty smart guy, right? He's paid attention to, like, hey, Todd Gurley's getting paid after his third year because he can catch it out of the backfield.
The more you can do.
L. Bell can catch it out of the backfield. The way to get paid is to not just try and get 2,000 yards. That's a way to get beat up. You get beat up that way. Whereas when you get out in the flat, or you can get out in, into a route. Now, also you can get a mismatch. I mean, that's the real thing with Mike Martz's offense with Marshall Faulk is you get a linebacker and a running back. We'll take that every single day. But also, it's a way to get paid, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely a way to get paid. The more you can do and the more touches you can get. And like you said, you're out there in open space. Ezekiel Elliott, we all know what he can do behind the line of scrimmage, but he's going to take a lot of pounding. I think what makes Le'Veon Bell so special is what he can do out in the open field, and you can put him out there on mismatches against linebackers in one-on-one situations. He's going to win that every time. It's the jury's out to see if Ezekiel can do that same thing and get out there in space and beat people in as far as route running, because we know what he can do when he's running the ball. But I think that is going to be great for him and then great for his pockets at the end of the day.
What's your feelings about Khalil Mack at this point in time? They seem to be far apart. He's under club control. I mean, like, it's great to say, like, you can sit out a year, but nobody's actually sat out a year. Cam Chance was like 4 games was the most anybody's sat out. What's your thoughts on Khalil Mack in this holdout?
I think that he's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing right now. I mean, he's one of the top 2-3 guys, defenders in the National Football League, and he's seeing all this big money being thrown out there. He's wondering, what about me? I mean, this is a short shelf life in this game. So take advantage when you're hot. And I think he shouldn't come back until he's ready or until he gets a new deal. Because if he gets hurt, all bets are off. The type of money that you're looking at is not going to be available to you. I think he can sit out a year. Because wasn't he franchised already?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Well, if he wasn't franchised.
This is $13 million to be this year.
Okay, it's $13 million this year. So if he can make $13 million this year,
but that's a year of wages.
That's nothing to sneeze at. Don't get me wrong.
It's a year of wages you never get back.
You never get it back. But guess what? If he signs a contract extension, he's going to get that 13 plus another 40 on top of that guaranteed. So, I mean, is it worth the risk? Absolutely. So what if he goes out there right now for the 13 and get hurt? He can come back at any time to get some of that 13.
The problem with the hardballing the Raiders is they just don't have the money. Like, they spent poorly in the offseason, and that's not his fault. Like, they didn't understand the marketplace and how valuable he would be. But they just don't have, Donald Penn took a pay cut yesterday, and I'm sure some of that is to free up money so that they can sign Khalil Mack. But some of it is like, hey, look, we're in salary cap hell, and there's only so much we can actually do.
Well, from Khalil Mack's standpoint, shame on them. That has nothing to do with Khalil Mack. That has nothing to do with me if you guys didn't handle your business and your finances right at the end of the day, because I'm a football player. I have a short shelf life. I'm one of the top 2-3 guys in the league, period. I want to get paid. So, I mean, he's doing what he has to do.
Okay, what about Gruden? Out of the league for a decade, comes back in, and he's clearly trying to do things his own way. He has a 10-year deal, so he's going to be there as their head coach.
Right.
What's your assessment of how he'll do in year one trying to get back up to speed?
You know what? I love John Gruden. I mean, he's one of, even though I never played for him, he's one of my favorite, coaches to watch. I mean, I hear he's a player's coach for the guys I do know that played up under him. And I think it's going to be an adjustment. Even though he did his thing on TV. He's bringing the quarterbacks into the room. He's a great quarterback guru, but I'm not expecting him to go to the Super Bowl, right now, but I expect him to be competitive. I expect him with his big contract to find a way to get Khalil Mack, his money, because that is going to help you in your success by putting the best player on your team and pay him and get him out there on the field. But I give him a couple years. I give him 2 or 3 years. I think that he'll be in the mix, and we'll be talking about these guys, in the playoffs or contending for a